Hello, everyone. This is my second attempt at trying to record this video. I made it a little while ago. It was 27 minutes long, and I recorded it on an Amazon tablet and wanted to transfer it through Google. And I guess the two formats are not compatible. I don't know if that's by design or if it was coincidence or if I'm just stupid. It's probably the last one. Anyhow, okay, I'm going to go through this whole thing a second time, like deja vu. This is Cheryl reporting to you from my bunker in Forest Park, Illinois. And I'm sure most of you have heard because I can't shut my mouth, but I'm getting facial feminization surgery. And I have been working on this for a year. My initial consultation was September 20th of last year, 2022. I spent the year, excuse me, it's getting late. I spent the year, let's see, first off being told by insurance that it was covered. And after going up to Minnesota for 3 days and meeting with the doctor, coming back and then having them tell me, no, it's not covered. And then having them tell me it's covered and it's not covered and it's covered and it's not covered. And they did this like, I don't know, 7,400 times. And it got really annoying. So it got to the point where I'm having several procedures done. And at that point, I figured, well, maybe I could just take a home equity loan out and put it on there. Because at that point, I would have my heart set on really doing this. And after applying for the home equity loan and all that kind of thing, and life is good, I happened to come across an attorney on the internet, and they work in the LGBT community, and I asked them how much their fee was, and they do it pro bono, and oh, I said pro bono. Okay, sorry. I act like a 5-year-old. Forgive me, but those of you who know me well know me. They know that I'm a 5-year-old. So anyhow, I got this attorney. She's really good, and she was able to go ahead and finally get them to approve it. Basically, it's Illinois law that that insurance companies are supposed to cover gender issues. And the argument from Blue Cross was that I was going to somebody out of state and my insurance is only good for doctors in state. The problem was no doctors in state were in my network either. So, and this guy is in their network in Minnesota. So anyhow, long story short, in the end, I finally did get it approved after much aggravation, much work. This has been something that I've been getting my heart set on for the whole year. And just to announce, drum roll, right now it is September 10th, and I've got 11 days to go until I get my surgery. So this ought to be a really cool thing. Really painful, but really cool. So let's see. For those of you who don't know, basically what I'm doing, it's facial feminization surgery. And there are several procedures being done. I'll go through them with you. Some of them, if you're a little queasy or you might sound a little, I think they're cool. But some people just like, ooh. So anyhow, here's what's happening. First off, I'm getting a scalp advance. So they're going to bring the scalp forward. Actually, what they're going to do first is they're going to cut my scalp hair and bring my forehead down, okay? And then what they are going to do is they come, and I hate showing my forehead. It'll be so nice to be able to show my forehead for the first time in my life after this surgery. I've had these horizontal lines since high school here. And you see, you get the big, the pronounced heavy brow. That's a male trait. All males get that. And what they're going to do is they're going to cut a hole in my skull. That sounds pleasant, doesn't it? And it's going to be triangular like this, coming across. They're going to take the piece out, basically after the skin comes down. And what they do is they file down. I don't know if they use like a Craftsman sander or a Dremel tool, or maybe they just use like sandpaper. I don't know. But what they do is file it down, and so it goes back, and it's going to look more feminine. I won't have that pronounced brow. And they put it back in place. They screw it in there. For those of you who wonder why, they don't just do it while it's in there, because your nasal cavity is here, and they are not able to judge how deep they could go with it unless they take it off there. They could either if they weren't taking it off of there, they could either accidentally go through it, or they could make it too thin, and it would obviously be a very fragile part that you could die from if you ever got, boom, nailed in the head. There is a doctor in the north suburbs here who brags that he does not take this piece out. Shh, don't do it that way. That's not safe. Do the type. This is called a type 3 forehead revision, and it's the state of the art that virtually all good doctors that know what they're doing do at this point. So anyhow, they're going to take that part out, file it down, put it back in. Then they're going to go the bones that are around the eyes. They're going to do what's called an ocular widening. I believe that's how you pronounce it, ocular widening, where they widen the bone around there. And that is going to help widen my eyes, give me more expressive eyes, like a female would, as opposed to a male, where they're just kind of like, heavy over that. And also with that, the doctor said I have this droopy eye here, and it's been getting worse and worse as I get older. He said that he could straighten that out, so I will be level again. And then the scalp advance. Then what happens is when they put that all back together, they have the scalp advance here, and they're going to pull that forward, which will pull my hairline forward. Hopefully, it's probably not going to get rid of those wrinkles 100%, but it's going to greatly reduce them. So like I said, I will be able to have a forehead that looks pretty, that kind of thing. And then the next step is I'm going to have a fat transfer. What they're going to do with the area under the eyes here, that where the fat tends to go away and you look older, makes you look older, gives you those circles under your eyes. He's going to inject fat. He's going to harvest it from my stomach. I know for those of you who know me, you're probably like, oh my God, where the hell are they going to get fat from Cheryl's stomach? Believe me, there's a little bit of fat there. Actually, a lot less than there was a few months ago. But what they're going to do is harvest the fat. They're going to inject it in the hair. And then what he's going to do, I want to get cheekbones because my face is starting to sag a little bit. But I don't want to have implants. I felt implants on people, and they just feel weirdly hard. And a lot of times they come out so you look like a gopher. This, he told me, it's a lot more natural way to go. By putting it in there, I asked him, if the fat would be absorbed. He said about 90 to 95% of it will stay there. So it sounds like it's going to be a pretty good deal. And then finally, I'm going to get a nose job. And I'm going to get my nose. I found a picture of somebody that, the doctor's name, by the way, is Dr. Ralphus. He's going to do a nose job where it's going to be like a cute petite nose, sort of curved up a little bit here. I don't want to get it super thin, kind of a pug nose a little bit. And I hope it should be really cute. I can't wait to see it. It will be a neat thing. And let's see. So just so you know, I know I've said it before, but Dr. Raffles is a surgeon. He's a younger surgeon. I don't know what his age is. If I had to guess, he's probably in his younger or mid-40s. He's been doing this several years. There's lots of top surgeons around the U.S. I mean, they're popping up everywhere. And then you have your few elite ones that are really well known as doing good work. I would say that Dr. Ralphus, when I checked into him the first time a couple years ago, was not, talked about as much, ranked about it. But I have couple clients whose work I saw, that I, was able to see their face beforehand, and then they would come in afterwards. And it's just incredible. This doctor, like I told his office, and they agree with me. They know. His waiting list has gone to a year and a half all of a sudden. I have several of my clients that I've bragged about him, seeing the work and that, and kind of got several people in to either book with him or have surgery. So if you're listening, Doc, cut me a little break here. No, I'm sure you could do well on your own without me. But anyhow, just to give you an idea, I mean, if at this point, if surgery were free and I could have any surgeon in the world, I would choose this guy. That's how good he is. A lot of surgeons will tend to overdo the feminine look, and they will make you look like a bimbo or that kind of thing. This surgeon, just does it so tastefully, but he does it so well that, when you'll see when I come out of it. It's going to take several months to completely heal. It'll be probably 95% healed within a few weeks. But what happens is, the way he does things, he does it subtle, but enough where it's like you just look like the female version of yourself. I mean, his work is just absolutely stunning. So I can't wait to go see him and get the work done. For those of you who've read my previous posts, you know that I've had an issue with trying to lose the weight. If I don't achieve a certain BMI, the surgery's off. And about 3-4 weeks ago, I was really broken up because at that point I had close to 20 pounds to lose, 15, 17 pounds in that area. And with a few weeks left, we all know that tends to get near impossible. Well, I started doing Ozempic, which really cuts your hunger down. And yes, big old Cheryl here, believe it or not, I've been walking like 4 to 5 days a week, doing 4 to 6 miles on a trip. I've actually done 2 6-mile trips, and I would have never thought that I could do that, especially before I had my knee replacement surgery. And now it's like not a big thing. I'm actually walking to work sometimes and back, which is about 1.5 miles each way. And I'm going upstairs 15, 20 flights, sometimes 30 flights a day in my condo building just to try to get the weight off. And the weight has fallen off, and I've achieved the weight that I have to for the BMI. I'm there right now. I've got, like I said, 11 days left, and I'm hoping to lose a few more pounds just in case his scale is off or whatever. I hear he's real strict about that. Part of the reason being, this is not the world's easiest surgery. It's going to be a minimum of 5.5 hours, most likely more than that. So, with the anesthesia and that, you have to make sure you're in good health. With that said, they also made me go in and I took 4 tests. Friday I took a physical, I took an EKG, a blood and urine test, and also a lung X-ray. And so far, I've gotten back the results on the physical and EKG, and those both look good. I forwarded them to the doctor's office. Wednesday, I should get the results on the other tests. By the way, the 2 tests that I'm waiting on are not necessary, but I wanted to get them anyhow, just to be sure, because, I know it's a dangerous, it potentially a dangerous procedure to do. We have all this work done if you're not in the best shape for it. And right now, I actually feel like I'm in really damn good shape. My blood pressure has just been incredible. Everything has been good. I've been living a healthy lifestyle, which is insane. For all the abuse I put my body through when I was younger, it's amazing how well my body is right now. So with that said, I am, like I said, I'm hoping in 11 days to be to have the surgery. So if you want to, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what's going to happen. My good friend Judy, who is probably my best friend, she and I are going up on Wednesday morning. We're leaving at 4 in the morning. It's about a 6.5 hour ride up to Minneapolis, where they are. They're actually in a little town just west of Minneapolis called Wayzata, and it's like the first suburb west of Minneapolis. Uh, and it's for those of you, if I haven't brought it up before, when I first went up there last year, I took a road trip. I used to love to take road trips when I was younger, and when my knee went bad, it was hard to be in a car for a long time. So last year, when I had the consult on September 20th, I went up there. It was a 6.5 hour ride. I decided not to take a plane because I was up there for 3 days. I took my car, and I figured if by the time you take a plane and you get to the airport, get your luggage checked in, get the tickets, get on the plane, wait for the take the flight, go there, wait for your luggage, get a rent a car and all that. It's going to be 6.5 hours. So I figured I'd take the car, that way I had it for a few days. And Minneapolis, I have never been there, and I must say, I was thinking maybe this is like a little podunk city, and actually, it's a beautiful city. I'm really impressed with it. I really love Minneapolis. If I was in my young 20s and I was looking to move somewhere, that would definitely be a destination I would consider. So anyhow, with that said, Judy and I are going to leave at 4 in the morning on Wednesday, which should put us outside of Illinois over the Wisconsin border by 6 a.m. And we should hopefully be coming into Minneapolis about 10:30 in the morning, which would leave us about 3.5 hours before my appointment. I have an appointment coincidentally on September 20th, 1 year later to the day. And it's a pre-op appointment where I'm going to go in, discuss everything. They're going to probably make sure that I'm not bullshitting them on my weight. I think they will be impressed when they see it. My stomach is really, so far I'm about close to 40 pounds less than I was a few months back. So it's been a pain in the butt, but it's been a good process, and it's been something that's really benefited me too. So anyhow, we're going to go through the pre-op on the 20th. That is at 2 p.m. The reason we're leaving way early that morning, we're going to be spending several days there. So Judy and I both agreed we don't need to spend another night. So once we do that, we will go get our hotel, come home to our hotel and all that kind of thing. And I will find out at the pre-op. They haven't announced my time, the scheduled time to be there for the surgery yet. I'm imagining it's probably 7 or 8 in the morning. Usually surgeries are early. So on the 21st, that's when I'm going to be getting my surgery. And I'm getting a little emotional here because this is something that I've wanted for so long. And it's just wonderful that it's going to happen. It's like it's right there. So it'll be on the 21st. Like I said, it's going to be a minimum 5.5 hour surgery. I'll probably be there a few hours for observation. And the one scary part is that it is done outpatient. So I will be going to the hotel. And that's where Judy comes into play. I'm going to be like a baby to her for a week. I hope I don't drive her nuts. Because I'm envisioning me driving her nuts, and all of a sudden maybe like just hearing her car peeling out of the parking lot and leaving me there. Actually, I'm going to try to be all good and happy and all that kind of thing. I hope I'm not miserable. Yeah, for those of you who know me, even when I'm miserable, I use humor to get through it. But anyhow, we both agreed. Judy agreed, and I got a nurse. I had to pay for a nurse for the first 24 hours who works with the doctor. And she's very familiar with these patients. She handles it all the time. She will be with me for 24 hours straight. So she will meet me at the clinic and drive me back to the hotel and be with me the whole night, etc. So because a lot of people freak out. There's a couple things with the nose. You get a lot of draining of blood out of the nose and into the throat, and a lot of people are scared that they're bleeding out and that kind of thing. And I guess you're all paranoid in that after the surgery. And she'll be there to either say, "Yeah, you are bleeding out, Cheryl," or "You're a hypochondriac. Shut up." So it'll be nice just to have her there in case there is a problem. She will know hopefully what to do. And she will be with me up through the next day, and she will take me back to the clinic the day after the surgery. I'm going to have a follow-up. Now, the day of the surgery, they wrap your head in bandages. You look like a mummy. I'm going to have a big thing on my nose. I'm going to have that. I should look wonderful. And I heard that it's super tight around your head where it really sucks. But luckily, one day later, they take that off. Now, you do have staples and stitches in your head. And unfortunately, you can't wash your hair for a week. So I heard you get pretty nasty over that. So with that said, that'll be the day after. And I'm just going to spend the next few days recovering. Like I said, Judy's driving up there this time with her car, and it's probably a good thing. The first couple of days, she's probably going to have to wait on me hand and foot like a baby, and I thank God that she's there for that. And after that, it'll be nice that she has her car. Hopefully, she can get out and, I told her, get out and enjoy it. There's the Mall of America. There's several different things to go see. An emotionally moving thing that I saw, and it's probably still there. Is where George Floyd was murdered. They have just this memorial that's the whole street corner going like a half block every direction. It's actually quite touching and moving. I didn't have any personal emotional stake invested in it. But when you go up there, I just actually started crying. It's just got that emotional sense over it from what happened up there. There's also stuff like Prince's Paisley Park that's possible to see, the Mary Tyler Moore statue. There's all kinds of cool stuff up there, lots of good food. So, winding down on the 26th, that'll be my last day, our last day there, hopefully. I have an appointment at 10 in the morning, and at that point, they're going to take the staples and sutures out and whatever else they have to do. And that should be my last appointment, and hopefully we'll be heading home early in the day, and I will be in bed that night on the 26th. If all should go well. And after that, I have a follow-up. I have 2 follow-up appointments with the doctor. One is a month after, and I could either do that virtually or go up there. I decided I'm going to do that virtual. I don't need to go back up there within a month. It's because I'm laying out a lot of money here, so it's like, yeah, I don't need to spend the plane tickets. However, then I have a 3-month, which will be on December 20th, the day after my birthday. And for that one, I am going to fly up there because with December, going up to Minneapolis, God knows if I'm going to hit a snowstorm or what. So that I will fly up there, and I did want to meet with the doctor. I could do that virtually, but I do want to meet with the doctor face-to-face. That'll be the last time I see him about this. And so that should be taken care of then. Like I said, there's a lot to, what else? There's just a lot to it. It's going to be an interesting ride coming up this next couple weeks. It's some of the things, people have told me it is extremely painful. Half the people get like a really bad headache for a couple days. Half of them don't. Hopefully I won't. I've always been lucky in the sense that I get maybe 1 or 2 headaches a year. So keep my fingers crossed. And I've had 4 or 5 operations in my life. And every one of them, people have told me how painful they are. When I had my knee done, I put it off for 5 years because I was so scared, because everybody told me, oh, knee replacement is the best thing I ever did. But the first 2 days, I've never been in such pain in my life, and it's horrible. I went in for it. The first 2 days were uncomfortable. The only pain involved was the 15 minutes a day doing therapy, standing up on it, and even that was bearable. So I'm hoping this is more of the same. Otherwise, yeah, this is just really going to be an interesting time. This is one of the biggest, one of the few biggest events of my life. The only thing that I'm not getting done that I really wanted to, I'm starting to get these jowls here. And I was hoping to get those done. If the insurance would have covered me right off, I would have been able to. It would have been a 2-day surgery. The second day, they would have done the facelift. But, if I do this, it would have, and hopefully I can get a facelift somewhere else. It gets rid of the jowls. So, or go up to the doctor again down the road a little bit. I would like to get the whole thing complete. So, like I said, this is going to be a very interesting thing. I will be, I did want to get this video out tonight because everything's crazy here. I've got a lady, my neighbor's going to be feeding my fish and all that. I'm getting the place all cleaned up here. For those of you who know me, you know that I'm a Diet Coke addict. And I have 72 bottles of Diet Coke that I purchased sitting in my kitchen, 2 liters, 72 2 liters. So I have enough Diet Coke to last me a month and a half, 2 months. Now, as far as my time off work, they said it'll be 4 to 8 weeks off work. I am and was hoping to get back quicker, but my boss, Kelly, who has seen a lot of people who've gotten rhinoplasty, said that it's probably going to be 6 weeks. Reason for that is I have to wear my surgical glasses, which will be on the nose, and I shouldn't irritate the nose, and it's still going to be sore and all that kind of thing. So if it's 6 weeks, it's 6 weeks. I get bored out of my brain. I love my job. I'd rather be there than sitting around my house at that point. I'm going to be bored out of my brain. But I guess it is what it is. And, and also my clients. You learn, you develop friendships with your clients. I mean, they come in to get the electrolysis done. And really, I have so many friendships that have formed over that and that kind of thing. And many of you are on, will be watching this video and or see me on Facebook. So with that said, and just to get sappy for a minute here, I mean, this is not, health-wise, it's not a risky surgery, but I'm 59 years old, so what the hell? If something went wrong and that kind of thing and I'm not around, I lived 59 years and I had a pretty damn good life. That's better than a lot of people. I don't want to go. I want to live another ton of years. But, just in case something like that were to happen, I just, I have so many people out there that I could say this. I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but that I know love me and I love them. So I've got so many friendships that I've formed over the last few years, and through work, relatives, people on Facebook that I know. It's been, I got a lot of people in my corner here. And by the way, I just want to say, I'm going to post this on Facebook, and I do appreciate all the comments, and I do try to get back to everybody that takes the time to write comments, because I know that's something you don't have to do. If you can forgive me, I'm probably not, unless somebody comes up with something really out of the ordinary, I'm probably not going to respond to the comments. Just because the next 11 days are crazy. I'm packing, getting stuff ready, making sure I've got everything while still working a full schedule. At work, I mean, I could be taking the time off, but again, like I said, I love working. I love the clients. I want to keep them happy and that kind of thing. So, we'll see what happens there. But anyhow, with that, I've been blabbing now for 28 minutes. So, so like I said, I can't wait to see you all on the other side. I hope it comes out as, I'm confident that it is going to come out good. I look at my face, I'm like, what could he do to it? But it's like, when I see the other people that come out of there, I'm just amazed and awe at what this man could do. So, without breaking into tears and that, like I was saying a minute ago, I'm 59 years old. If something happens, something happens. But I don't think it will. I think I'm going to come out of it pretty darn well. And that kind of thing. I mean, you're always nervous about this when you have surgery. But, it should all go well. Painful, but well. But if for some reason something doesn't, I just want everybody to know. Friends and relatives, I mean, on Facebook here, like I said, a lot of my clients I've connected with that I've become friends with, they follow me on here. Family, friends, Aunt Carol, I love you. And my Aunt Carol is always there to give encouraging comments. My sister as well, Cindy, I love you too. And, they're always there, as well as a bunch of other people. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to leave anybody out, but, neighbors, friends of mine, people actually that I went to high school with. It's kind of funny. In the last year or two, I've actually reconnected with a few people that I went to high school with. And when you're transgender, it's awkward. You feel weird, and I don't want to make people feel weird. And it's kind of cool when you have people that were old friends that knew you back in the day, and they still want to connect with you and be a part of your life. At least on Facebook, that kind of thing. That's just really a neat thing. Um, Also, I'm hoping to, and this is a little bit down the road. To everybody who is on Facebook and all my friends, that I would like to have a big party at my place in a few months. Maybe we'll see. It would be a fun little thing to do. But other than that, I'm going to stop rambling. Like I said, I'm going to try to post a video a day or two beforehand. I'm going to take a video on my way into the OR. I'm hoping the doctor will take a couple pictures of me with my scalp down. I've seen doctors do that. I've seen a couple videos on YouTube. I know a lot of people are probably creeped out, but it would be really interesting to see what my scalp looks like. And the doctor, he's got a great sense of humor. I can't wait to put this joke on him. We joked around during the initial consultation, and when he asked me how I want my nose to look, I'm going to be sure to tell him I want it cute, I want it petite, I want it pretty, but I want it still big enough to be able to pick the boogers out. So, for those of you who know me, I'm kind of an idiot. So with that, I think I've been railing on enough here. We're at 31 minutes. I don't want to make this like a movie in a week. So with that, if I do make the movie, if I will make I will shoot it if I have time and think of it. Going into surgery, I probably won't post it till several days after. I won't be in the mood, but you'll all see it. And I know some people are planning on texting me while I'm there. And again, depending on how I feel, if I'm sitting there feeling great and the world's wonderful, I will text you right back. Otherwise, it may take me several days or whatever. The other part to this surgery is that the couple things are, my nose is probably, I'm not going to be able to breathe out of my nose for a few days. And on top of that, my eyes may or may not be swollen shut for 2 days. That's why I'm going to be such a mess. I hope they don't swell shut where I can't see, because that's kind of scary. But with that said, I've talked enough. I've filled you in on that. It's been a long journey. You've seen a lot of posts on this year. For those of you who follow me, some of them I've been up in spirits. Some of them I've been down in spirits. And this is it. The time has come. Just so there's no last minute reason to stop the surgery, it's going to happen in a week and a half. And I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, but like I started to say before, to all you who've been following me, to all my friends, to everybody I know, I love you all. And it's been a great journey. And if anything ever happens, just know that I love y'all. I don't think it should. I think you're still stuck with my nasty ass around here. So with that, I'm going to go. It is getting late, and I got a 12-hour day to zap tomorrow. So I should probably get some sleep. Again, thank you. I love you, and I will talk to you soon, okay? You take care, everybody. Have a good night.